of course, it's the third Saturday of the month. So we have with us a journey at the bottom of the hour. We are going to go into the ECCB Children's Connection. So we look forward to interacting with you children. Parents, we want you to make sure that children are ready and geared up for the bottom of the hour, where we have the ECCB Children's Connection, and we have a special topic today. And of course, we know this is also Financial Literacy Month, and so we want to make sure that we share with you this month as per usual. And so today we'll have a journey come in and we'll interact with the children. So have them ready, make sure they're up by 9:30 so that when we transition they can participate in the ECCB Children's Connection program. And of course there's a segment where they'll be able to win prizes, and we'll have a few surprises, and so we look forward to. And of course my favorite and my friend Oliver will also join us for the event. All right, so we have a very packed calendar. We're just about almost halfway through the term's calendar, and so I know that our students and our teachers have been working hard every single day, and parents, I know that you appreciate that tremendously. We appreciate it at the Department of Education as well, and so we are almost at the halfway point, and then we know we go into the November season. So we are at October 15th. Just a gentle reminder for all parents that we will have an extended weekend / midterm break across the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We'll have an extended weekend or midterm break across the Federation, and that takes place on Friday 28th and the 31st, Monday 31st of October. Save the date. We will not have physical school taking place on those dates. It's an extended weekend, the 28th of October to the 31st of October. That's a Friday and a Monday. We will not have regular class sessions at the school, public schools across the Federation. And so parents, take note of that, please. We also have a few activities coming up. We have coming in November, the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union and SJCIC quiz. We also have coming up starting next week, our primary school football tournament. I'll speak a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And then we have also coming up shortly the Bullying Awareness Day. Bullying Awareness Day, the 27th of October will be observed. We'll observe Bullying Awareness Day, and every year at the end of October we take some time out, an initiative by the Department of Youth, to have a Bullying Awareness Day across our schools. We also have Nursery Rhyme Week coming up, so I'll run you through the Nursery Rhyme Week calendar, and of course I try to share with you information as it relates to scholarship. So we have quite a few things coming up, as I said, and so we want to make sure that you are up to speed. And so we'll start off with the football tournament. The football tournament kicks off literally on Wednesday at 12:30. We will have a brief opening ceremony, and the first game will start at 1:30. So the primary school football championship commences on Wednesday, and the games will be on Wednesdays and Fridays. So we'll alternate each week we'll have games Wednesdays and Fridays. We'll go straight down to the 12th of November. So we'll start on the 16th of October. We'll go down to the 12th of November with our various games. For most of the days we'll have, I think, 4 games taking place at the on that same day. And so we'll start with this week, the opening ceremony, followed by the first two games, Ivor Walters versus VOJN and Nevis Academy versus JLPS. And just a correction, the opening ceremony and first games and games will take place at ETW Park. Okay, so for those who are planning to come, we are making an update that the games will take place, all games will take place at ETW Park. So 1:30 we'll have Ivor Walters and VOJN, and also at the same time Nevis Academy and Joyceton and Library Primary. 2:30 St. James and Maud Cross, Charlestown Primary and Montessori Academy. On the 21st, which is Friday, we'll have St. Thomas's and St. James's, as well as EPPS and Charlestown Primary at 1:30, and then at 2:30 we'll have Maud Cross and Ivor Walters, Montessori and Nevis Academy. On the 26th we'll have Maud Cross and VOJN, and Montessori and JLPS at 1:30, and then we'll have St. Thomas's and Ivor Walters, EPPS versus Nevis Academy, that's at 2:30. We also, on the 2nd of November, that's Wednesday 2nd of November, Ivor Walters and St. James at 1:30, Nevis Academy and the Charlestown Primary at 1:30. Then we'll go over, transition to VOJN and St. Thomas's at 2:30, and JLPS and EPPS also at 2:30. On the 4th of November, we will see at 1:30 St. Thomas's and Maud Cross, as well as EPPS and Montessori Academy, and then at 2:30 we will have St. James Primary and VOJN, and Charlestown Primary and JLPS, and those will culminate the games because we transition on the 9th to the semifinals. So you'll have semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 based on the leaders in the various games coming into the semifinals. And then on the 12th of November we will transition to the Mondo track, and we will have at 6 p.m. the 12th of November is a Saturday. At 6 p.m. we'll have the third place game. We'll have the finals taking place right after at 7, and all of this is happening at the Mondo track. So we look forward to your support, the community's support, and we hope that you will be available and able to be out there to cheer on your school, your students, your children, and of course all the children are our children. So if you have the opportunity to come on out and support. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you some more updates.
Sugar City Saint kids, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's youth on the go. Youth on the go, whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go, whoa, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gators, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Start the show.
Let's go. Good morning to your listeners or viewers via Vaughn Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I'm Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and we're here with you to share updates, information, activities, and it is the third Saturday of the month, so we also have the Eccb Children's Connection coming up at 9:30. Parents, get your children up, make sure they're listening, and we'll have some questions for them to answer. Compliments and prizes, compliments the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. As we continue, we always try to make sure that you are abreast with the various scholarship opportunities which are currently available. So we have a few which are open. We have the Chile Scholarship, and this one is the Embassy of Chile has sent the Master's Scholarship Program offered by the Chilean Agency for International Cooperation and Development. It's now open. All courses will be taught in Spanish, and fluency in the language is a requirement. So we have some people out there who are fluent in Spanish. There's a master's program. If you need more information, please contact the ladies at the Ministry of Human Resources, and the deadline is Tuesday, 1st November 2022. We also have the University of Medicine and Health Science and the Windsor University of Medicine scholarships available, and as we know, each year these universities offer 4 scholarship opportunities for our nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis. If you are interested in either of these scholarships, there is a revolving process of a revolving application process, so we want to make sure that as students complete their studies, the new ones are able to come in. So make sure you apply. You would need a cover letter. You're writing to request the scholarship, and you address to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Human Resources, Nevis Island Administration. You need your original university acceptance letter. That means you should have applied and been accepted to the university prior to applying for the scholarship. You also need your original birth certificate or proof of national citizenship, along with one certified copy, and your original high school and or college transcript, along with one additional or certified copy. There is no deadline, as I said, because as persons graduate, then slots become available, and you can reach out to the persons at Human Resources to get further information. The same obtains, so we have that same scholarship obtains for Ross University, so it obtains for Ross, for Windsor, and for the University of Medicine and Health Sciences. We also have current open, and we know that this one is closing out on November 1st, the Chevroning Scholarship, and so persons who have applied, I think we have gone through that one extensively over the past few weeks, so please feel free to, if you haven't, you have just a few more weeks, and remember we said that we want to give your best, so please try not to do that one too late. Finally, we have the Oas Scholarship in collaboration with MIU City University in Miami, and they're offering undergraduate and graduate scholarships for OAS member states, and the scholarship covers 60% of tuition and associated costs. Recipients are expected to cover the additional 40%, and all programs are conducted online, and they run from 1.5 to 4 years depending on the program that you choose to study. If you can also do these programs in either Spanish or English, and the degree areas are: 1, a Bachelor in Business Administration plus an expert certificate; 2, a Bachelor in Computer Engineering plus an expert certificate; 3, International Masters in Business Administration plus an expert certificate; and 4, Masters in Educational Leadership, Management, and New Technologies plus an expert certificate. So reach out to apply at the MIU University, and the deadline for this is the 20th of November. If you have questions, you can reach out to Mrs. Jones-Liburd, Miss Skeet, or Mrs. Gill at the Ministry of Human Resources. Also, last week we spoke a bit about Nursery Rhyme Week coming up, and the World Nursery Rhyme Week will be observed from November 14th to 18th, 2022, and here on Nevis, we will be celebrating World Nursery Rhyme Week. Last week we spoke about the benefits, and especially as it relates to language acquisition, literacy, numeracy, and so many other areas. But we will focus for that week on 5 nursery rhymes. On Monday, 14th, we'll look at Hey Diddle Diddle. On Tuesday, 15th, we'll look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Once I Caught a Fish Alive. On Wednesday, we'll look at Patter Cake. On Thursday, we'll focus on Jack and Jill. And on Friday, we'll focus on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And so leading out of, and of course, the conversation in terms of what is coming up next, we also have coming up a literacy workshop for parents of students or parents of children who are in kindergarten, who are currently in kindergarten. We have a workshop coming up in the area of literacy just for you. We know that sometimes parents struggle with how they can support or wonder and think about how can we support our children, and of course the first years of the infant department at primary schools, and even prior to that, are important years to ensure that our children get those foundational skills. And you as parents and guardians can help to support the process. So we have an initiative, Every Parent Impacts Child's Reading, EPIC R, and the topic is expanding literacy beyond the kindergarten classroom. How can you as a parent or guardian working with a kindergartner help to support literacy at home? So it's not about just what the teacher does, but how can you support? And we know at every level, parents, whether it be primary, high school, preschool, at every level, parents play a fundamental role in making sure that their children are successful. We want to help you to be able to do that. So the Department of Education will be hosting a Parent Power Hour from 4:30 p.m. and of course the expected presentation and activity time is 1 hour. That's why it's called a Power Hour, and we're asking that you join us for an exciting and interactive literacy session. We will explore simple skills and strategies that you can do at home to raise a reader, and once you have that skill of reading as an individual, then it's much easier for you to be able to go beyond. And so we'll give tips and strategies that you can use at home, as I said. We'll help you to understand how you can create an environment for reading at home, and then how you can continue to grow or raise a reader. So those tips and tricks will be presented to you, and you will have the opportunity, of course, to ask questions and to get clarity. And we will have 2 sessions. The first one will be on Thursday, 20th October, from 4:30 at Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park. The second session will be on Tuesday, 25th October, at the same venue and the same time, Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, 4:30 p.m. Please note that parents, we would not want you to sign up for both sessions. It's a repeat session, so you can select. Maybe you might not be available on one of the days, and so you can select which date is better for you. Know that we have a maximum capacity in order to be able to effectively work with the group. We have a maximum capacity, so we will close out the various days once we've reached capacity. And so we encourage you to sign up. If you know anyone who has a child in kindergarten, please encourage them to also sign up. How do you sign up? There is an electronic registration link available on the Ministry of Education Nevis Facebook page. I also know that the kindergarten teachers and the principals have shared out the flyer and the link to our parents, and so they will be able to get that. Or if you don't have it, or you didn't see it in your group chat, or you didn't get it via a broadcast or a message from your teacher or principal, you can reach out. All school principals and kindergarten teachers have access to the registration link. If we reach our maximum capacity and you attempt to register, you would not be able to. And so we want you to make sure that you get in on this, and we hope that you are able to do that, parents. So if you have a child in kindergarten and you or you know of someone who has a child in kindergarten, please encourage them to come. We don't, and one of the things that we don't want to have happening either is for us to be trying to teach at home. So we're not saying parents must become the classroom teachers or take over the role as the teacher. But there are many parents, when children get home, you have to support them with homework, you have to support them with various things, and sometimes you feel a bit lost and confused as to how you should. And like we said, reading literacy is a foundational skill, and we want to make sure that we're able to get give you the opportunity to learn some tricks and tips, learn some strategies, and also to be able to support your children during these very important years. One of the things that we don't want is to have frustrated kindergartners who want to give up, and so your support, parents, is fundamental. We need you. We need your help. We need your support. And we hope that you can sign up. What am I talking about? The Epic R. Every parent impacts child's reading. Epic R. Parent Power Hour taking place for kindergarten parents, parents of children in kindergarten, taking place at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, and we have two options, and you see me taking my time and repeating it so that we know what is happening. We have two options: October 20th, this Thursday, and then October 25th, the following Tuesday. So you have those two options, and we want you to be able to access at least one of them. When we've reached our maximum capacity, we will have to close off we will have to close off the registration, and we don't want you to have to miss out. So parents, please see what you can do to support this initiative, and we will have our intention is to, of course, respect, observe, and nurture the importance of parents in the child's learning environment and in student success. And so we want to make sure that you feel a bit more comfortable, parents, and competent to provide such support. So this is one, hopefully, of many other initiatives as it relates to parent engagement and parent involvement. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will transition into the Eccb Children's Connection.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now it passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
Connecting the children of our East region with
everyone, and welcome to the ECCB's Children's Connection. I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton, and of course our co-host, Ajerne. She's running. She had a bit of a setback this morning. I'm not sure if she'll make it, but she's really trying to get here to join us at least for a portion of the ECCB Children's Connection. It's October, and what does it mean when I say it's October for us on ECCB Children's Connection? Guess what is celebrated in October? I know you can think of many things that are celebrated in October, but we are celebrating this month Financial Information Month, and Financial Information Month is led and spearheaded by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. So it's FIM. That's the acronym, FIM, Financial Information Month, right? And throughout the month of October, all 8 ECCB member countries will be celebrating with us. What are those 8 countries? What are the 8 ECCB member countries? But I'm hoping that you're all there shouting them out at the radio, but I can list them for you. So those countries are Anguilla. We're going to try to go in alphabetical order just so you can remember. Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Christopher, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's go again. Alphabetical order. Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Christopher and Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and of course St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The theme for the FIM Festival, the Financial Information Month Festival, is Financial Empowerment Through Education. Financial Empowerment Through Education. And you know we try to really empower you through education here on the ECCB Children's Connection. So we do this work all year round, but the theme for the festival is Financial Empowerment Through Education, and there will be so many activities right here on St. Kitts and Nevis to celebrate. All right, and so we'll have lots of activities happening for this edition of the Financial Information Month, and it gets bigger. This year we're focused on wealth creation. Wealth creation. Wealth creation is making enough money to help ourselves and our families now and in the future. And I know when you think of wealth creation, well, when I think of wealth creation, I automatically start thinking of getting rich. But how can you create, as I just said, enough money to help yourselves and your families and maybe even your friends, and to save some, because we've talked about saving. And so we know that our children have started to think about wealth creation and how can they go about doing that. Okay? Many people who are very rich today made money by working for themselves. In other words, they have their own businesses. Listeners, I'm wondering if you know what we call those persons. Those persons who have their own businesses, they work for themselves. Any idea what we call them? I'm hoping you're yelling the answer at the radio. It's not the quiz time yet. Okay? Because we will talk to you a bit more about this topic of wealth creation, of persons who have their own businesses and work for themselves. And of course, perhaps you can even start at your age to think about starting your own business and making your own money, and we'll talk a bit more about that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children
Welcome back to the ECCB's Children's Connection, a program produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Before the break, we started a very interesting topic about how people can make lots of money by owning a business. There are many people around the world who do this. I'm sure that all of you out there know somebody who owns their own business, and it might be different types of businesses, okay? But they own their own business and they make their own money. Someone who owns a business and provides jobs for others is called an entrepreneur. That is a big word. Entrepreneur. Okay? Okay, I'm going to spell it out for you, all of our listening friends. I'll spell it out for you. Entrepreneur is spelled E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R. It's a very, 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 very long and important word. I'll spell it again. E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R. Okay, so that's entrepreneur. And if you are watching via YouTube or Facebook, you will see the word on the screen, and I'm hoping that you can make that your word of the weekend. It's a new word, it's a big word, but it's an important word. Entrepreneurs are often very creative business people who love the challenge of developing and selling a product or service. Doing so may be sometimes risky because it may be a new idea that no one has heard about or tried before. Right? So it might be risky because if nobody's heard about it or tried it before, sometimes you're not so sure if people will like it or if people will want to get on board. It can be risky because people may not be convinced that it is a good product or service and it may not sell right away. However, that should never ever stop you listeners or anyone else from thinking about being an entrepreneur. All products and services we enjoyed were brought to us by entrepreneurs. The games and toys that you play with, the food we enjoy, the smartphones we use, the trendy clothes we wear, and the cars that we drive. All of those were ideas that someone came up with. And of course, entrepreneurs were able to produce them and get them to us. They all came from the creative minds of entrepreneurs. Most of these entrepreneurs are millionaires and even billionaires because of their ideas. So listeners, do you think that you're creative? Do you have an idea that you think can probably help to make money? Maybe you can become an entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs are very creative, and I know many children, just like all of you out there listening, who have wonderful creative minds. That is one of the main characteristics. It's not the only one, but it's one of the main characteristics of an entrepreneur. Do you know that there are many young people just like all of you out there listening, just like you, your age, and they are entrepreneurs? I know that we have young entrepreneurs even right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. All right, so we have a lot of entrepreneurs, young people. I know of students who have their small businesses as well. They've come up with an idea. We've seen some students who have come up with making their own lip gloss and lipstick. We've seen students who are makeup artists, and they have their businesses as makeup artists. We've seen students who use their skills in sewing to make outfits. I saw Yes, we have students who can braid. Listen, I need to learn. I haven't learned that skill yet. But there are students who can braid well, and they braid your hair. Sometimes they braid your natural hair. We have students who can make wigs. We have students who can install weaves. We have students who are making products. We have students who have come up with creative babysitting ideas. There's so many things that we have our students and young people who are able to do and who have come up with ideas and are entrepreneurs themselves. And so, listeners, you yourself, you as a student, you as a child, you can become a young entrepreneur, right? There is no limit. It takes creativity and imagination. And one way to do this is to think about something that you love to do, because if you already love to do it, it's easy. So think of something that you love to do and you believe that friends and people your age and other people would appreciate. Find a way to produce it or share it or sell it. And if you can think of anything that falls in line with what I just said, then you have the potential to become an entrepreneur. Right? Earlier this week, I saw some beautiful outfits done by Azari Wilkes. And Azari Wilkes is still a student. And I was like, whoa, right? And so, and Azari is not the only one. We have lots of students who are taking clothing and textiles. We have students who are taking home ec, and they're making waves. They're making, and I love it because it shows that there's no limit. There's no age limit. You know, in the old days, they might say, you have to wait till you're out of school, or you have to wait till you're over 20. But we're seeing instances where children are taking it, their creativity and creating a product. A lot of our listening friends may be thinking of doing traditional jobs, and there's never anything wrong with being a doctor, a pilot, a football player, a police officer, a fireman, an artist, or I want 1 million teachers. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be taking one of those careers, or even becoming an IT specialist or something along that line. But you can also think about being an entrepreneur and creating your own job, and then, of course, creating employment for others. One of the important things about entrepreneurship is the ability to make a profit when you sell your goods or services. Okay? Making a profit means that when you earn, whatever you earn is more than what you spend. So if you spend $50 to get whatever the product is, you can't sell it for $30. In order to make a profit, you have to sell it for more than you had to spend to get that product. So if you spend $50, you might sell it for $55 or $60, depending on what the product is. For example, if you use your money to buy a pack of popcorn seeds for $5 and you make 20 packages of popcorn and you sell them to your friends for $1 each, how much profit will you make? So you spent $5 and you were able to sell 20 packages for $1 each. That means you made $20. So your profit was actually $15. You will make a profit of $15, and of course, because you had to subtract the amount of money you had to spend on the popcorn seeds, which was $5. That's how entrepreneurs become rich. The idea may be very simple, such as the popcorn example, or it can be something very, very complicated, like designing a car that flies. I don't know if anybody's done that yet, so you might want to start thinking about it, but they're all creative ideas. And so I think anybody can become an entrepreneur. Another great thing about being an entrepreneur is that you are your own boss and you create jobs for other people. That way, you help your community and your country. The more people with jobs, the better the economy of your country. People will have more money to buy goods and services, even your own goods and services, which help you to make more of a profit. So by helping others, when you are an entrepreneur, you're also helping yourself. I love this. I love this. All right? And so entrepreneurs are very important people. They're very important people because, like you just heard, they help others, and of course they're able to make a profit and do well. Okay, so today we learned about the exciting world of entrepreneurship, and of course there's so much more that we can add, but we learned a little bit about the exciting world of entrepreneurship, and that no one is ever too young to begin thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back to see how much you remember from today's lesson on entrepreneurship.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, welcome back, and let's see if our friends remember what we learned today about our topic, entrepreneurs. You can call us at 469-1616, 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes, compliments the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Okay, all you have to do is to be the first to answer the questions given. Question 1. Who is an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? We talked about entrepreneurs a few minutes ago, and if you know who an entrepreneur is, call us at 469-1616, 469-1700. Who is an entrepreneur? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Who is an entrepreneur?
An entrepreneur is one who owns their own business.
Ooh, what's your name?
Tishanika Wells.
Oh, you have to help me with your first name.
Thank you.
Look, spell your first name for me, Tishanika.
T
Yes.
apostrophe S
Go ahead.
H A N-I-K-A.
Ooh, and is the S a capital S or a common S?
Capital.
Okay, might be. All right, Tishanika, what school do you attend?
Charlestown Secondary.
Okay, and what form are you in?
Third form.
Which one?
Achievers.
Okay, wonderful. Form 3 Achievers. And do you think that you can become an entrepreneur, Tishanika?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any ideas yet for a business?
A doctor.
Ooh, well, you know what? That's an ultimate entrepreneur, and I'm pretty sure that you can help people and become rich as a doctor. So good job. Thank you so much for calling, and you can collect your prize at the Department of Education, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a great week. All right. The second question. Can you spell entrepreneur? Can you spell entrepreneur? Spell entrepreneur. Remember I said it was a big word, but I know somebody out there can spell it. And I'm going to give you the next question. So I'll put out 2 questions because I want us to be able to see how many prizes we can give away today. So spell entrepreneur. That's 1 question. And then next question is a true and false question. It says, an entrepreneur never takes risks. True or false? An entrepreneur never takes risks. So we have 1, spell entrepreneur. 2, an entrepreneur never takes risks. True or false? And if you want to give the answer, the numbers to call are 469-1616, 469-1700, and you can join Tishanika Wells in the winner's circle today by answering either of those questions. Spell entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur never takes risks. True or false? Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning. Okay, which question are you going to answer?
ENTREPRENEUR.
Okay, you're almost there. You want to try it again? I think I'm going to give you a chance to try it again. Oop, we lost her. Okay, she was right, almost there. So if you can call us back and give us the answer to that question, we will definitely work with you on that one. Or if not, if someone has another answer. Okay, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay, do you want to spell entrepreneur, or do you want to give us the answer to the true and false question?
The true and false.
Okay, so the question is, an entrepreneur never takes risks. True or false?
False.
Okay, and what's your name?
Tajana David.
All right, Tajana, and if you can collect your prize at the Department of Education, compliments the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, okay?
Okay.
So you are correct. All right, so we have 2 questions. Spell entrepreneur, and I'm going to add another one. Entrepreneurs, this is another true and false. Entrepreneurs sell their products to make a profit. True or false? Entrepreneurs sell their products to make a profit. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Which question are you going to answer? The true and false question, or you're going to try to spell entrepreneur? Okay.
An entrepreneur is
Are you going to spell entrepreneur, or are you going to answer the question? Entrepreneurs sell their products to make a profit. True or false?
entrepreneurs.
Okay, well, you gave me the plural, but thank you so much. You're correct. What's your name?
Zahnela Jones.
Janiyah Jones. Janiyah, congratulations. And you can collect your prize at the Department of Education. Okay, Janiyah?
Okay.
Great job.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so true or false? We have 2 minutes. True or false? Entrepreneurs sell their products to make a profit. All you have to tell me is if it's true or if it's false. Okay? Is that true or false? Entrepreneurs sell their products to make a profit. Come on, come on, come on. I know that somebody's out there who can tell us. Oh, we found someone. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is it true or false? Entrepreneurs sell their products to make a profit.
True.
That's true. What's your name?
Tejan David.
Tejan David, and you can collect your prize at the Department of Education. Okay, Tejan? All right. Have a great week. We have 1 minute and 1 question. How can an entrepreneur help his or her community or country? How can entrepreneurs help his or her community or country? We have 10 seconds. Then we have to transition into our lesson for today. Of course, our values lesson, and we have to meet Oliver. So let's go, because I don't want to miss Oliver. If you call in later and we get you in, that will be good. If not, we understand. So, Ajerne is here. Okay, Ajerne.
Hello.
All right. What is your favorite game to play with your friends? It must be a game that you can play with your friends and not by yourself.
Well, my favorite game to play with my friends at school would be Truth or Dare.
Oh, interesting. I never thought of that one. And Ajerne moved mountains to get here, so we know that she really must love the game and the values lesson. I never thought of Truth or Dare at all. I must be old. I was thinking of things like, hide and seek and plum in the middle and stuff. Nobody's playing that.
That's like for PE, like dodgeball.
Oh, okay.
That's really fun too, but on a normal time, when we maybe have a free session, we would sit down in the class and play Truth or Dare if we don't want to go outside and run up and down.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so that sounds fun. Okay, so let's say you're playing Truth or Dare with your friends, and they're acting bored as if they don't care. How would that make you feel?
Well, it wouldn't make me feel the best. It would make me feel a bit offended, and it'll make me feel like they don't want to pay attention and that I am really not interesting right at that moment. So it made me feel a bit offended and I don't know, not sad but offended.
Okay.
And unnoticed.
Okay, that's good. So we're going to hear from Oliver because we're not going to release the word of the day. We want them to kind of guess what it is, but Oliver is going to help them. All right, over to Oliver.
Hey, boys and girls, Oliver is back with your wise word for today. And I'm very enthusiastic about sharing this word with you. But I'm sure you've guessed it already. Yes, our word today is enthusiasm. It's that feeling inside of you that shows a keen interest in your behavior and your body language in whatever you are doing. Come on, boys and girls, go get you some enthusiasm. Back to your host.
All right, so of course our wise word is
enthusiasm.
All right, it means to show a strong feeling or excitement or interest about something or in someone. And enthusiasm is not something that you just say, I'm enthusiastic, but you have to show it by your behavior and your body language. And so, how do you, of course, you talked about how you would feel if your friends are not interested in your game. But how do your friends or even you, how do you behave when you are excited?
Well, it depends on what we are excited about. But most of the times when we're excited, we will just talk about it non-stop. And it would be an ongoing conversation. To me, when I think about excitement and my friends, when I see them, it makes me go back to TV shows that they're so different from real life. Because when a friend tells you something excited, they're all squirmy and screaming and all those things. But when we're excited, we actually sit down and we speak about it non-stop. So it's just an ongoing, it's just going on and on like a broken record.
Okay.
As people say.
All right, we have 2 minutes, so we have to wrap up. But at school, during class, you may show your enthusiasm by probably making eye contact with your teacher and listening attentively and nodding your head. And so your teacher can see you're excited about, enthused about the whatever she's talking about or he's talking about. All of these behaviors show that, like you said, you're interested in the lesson and in what the teacher has said. Okay, why is enthusiasm important?
I think enthusiasm is important because it makes people feel good about themselves when you show interest, and it makes them know that, oh, I'm not just speaking to myself, I'm speaking to people and they can hear me and understand what I'm doing. So I think it's good to show enthusiasm and interest, because if you don't, the chances are they won't come back and they won't say the same thing again or play that thing again. And when you really want them to do what they did that day, they won't do it again because, well, you didn't show enthusiasm the day that they actually did it.
Yes, wonderful. So enthusiasm inspires us to move forward positively and to be more productive. We have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we are so happy that you could join us today. We learned a lot about entrepreneurs and another E, enthusiasm. Until we meet again, I am your host, Zahnela Claxton.
And I am your co-host, Ajane Hodge.
Talk to you again soon, but until then, be enthusiastic and stay connected.